No, it has hanger straps.
Oh, does it?
And I don't know why, so I'm complaining about that, but I haven't cut them out yet.
Yeah, that needs to go right.
Yeah, because it's weird.
Okay, let's go ahead and we'll bring those down.
I was just.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
I have Peloton and I haven't ridden it forever because my screen broke and I can't.
Well, why don't you guys face your boards and let's just roll our hands down to the board, like maybe in the middle, and see if you can plant your hands. Bend your knees if you need to. Good, and then just drop your head so you're looking back at your knees and your head's a little more framed in. And then if the hamstrings are particularly tight, you can also go up on the rungs a little bit, but let's just bend our knees and keep our hands down. Keep the heels down and you're gonna extend through the legs. Thank y'all for being here. Carol, did you have a good holiday too?
I did.
Quiet?
Yeah, it was fairly quiet, but.
Now we're gonna wrap our hands around the edge. Your thumb will be on top and your hands are gonna go underneath. And now you're gonna roll your heels up. Now you're going to roll your hips down to your heels, keeping your feet up, and you're gonna find a nice round back. Pull the belly away from the legs, arms stay long, and then you're going to extend the legs again. Good, and we're gonna come back into that ball shape. Good. Just feeling like you're rounding your spine, rounding the pelvic bones over the leg bones. And the shoulders are spread away from the spine so you're not pinching in towards your neck. Good, waking up those abdominals. Good. Now we're going to extend those legs and we're going to take those heels down on the mat. Good, and we're going to walk ourselves into a plank. Good. And then you're going to bring your knees down. Good. Now lift your chest and just arch your back and drop the hips towards the board. And you're going to shift back. So you're going to shift back towards your heels. Good. And we're just going to move back and forth. Take a hold and just maintaining that hand position. Good. And again, we're a little bit on the middle of the board, so you're not too close to the ladder when you come forward. Good. Be sure you're pulling your hips up and in, so you're really rounding as you come back, always pulling up, 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 good. And then as you come forward, make sure you're activating your glutes to protect your low back. Good. Now we'll sit back one more time to transition into a different position. Now we're going to plant that left hand in the middle of the mat, in the middle, right? You're going to be up on your hands and knees. So we're talking about the mat at the board. Good. Knees are going to come together. Rotate so you're facing, so you're coming into a sort of a side plank if you would. So rotate to face the back and yep. Now we're just going to kick out the top leg. Okay, we're going to reach up. And you're going to go ahead and now thread the needle under. And then you're going to go ahead and rotate the opposite direction. Really let that arm fall back. Good. Now if your hand is higher than your shoulder, move it down more in line with your chest. And then now take it around. Remember the spine is doing the movement and the arm is finishing. And we're just going to move around there. When we're nice and stable, our hands should be under the shoulder. Fingers are spread. Good, that's it, that's it. You could also place the hand on your chest if the arms have had enough. And just move the spine around. One more time, threading the needle underneath. And then reaching in and opening that chest and what they call the front arm line. Good. Hands are going to come together or close to each other, and we're just going to rotate the other direction. Find your side line, kick that leg out, and now we're going to rotate under our arm. And then we're going to rotate and then really reaching back and behind. Very nice. We're going to take a full breath one way, and then that full breath the opposite. And one more time, coming underneath. Stretch, and then rotating the opposite direction. Good, and then both hands come in. Put the knees together, put the heels together, sit back, and find what we would think of as a rest pose. We're going to turn around and put our sit bones on the edge of the lip of the mat on the board. And our hands are going to go by the sides here. Good. And then we're going to walk those feet forward. And go ahead and you're going to lift yourself up. Let's go ahead and keep our gaze on our knees, and we're going to pull back. And again, rolling up. Twice more. Good. Now sit your butt on the mat and extend your legs. Good. Just bring those arms up. And then just begin to find a round back as your hands either come to your calves, your ankles, your feet. Now if you can, reach your fingers over your toes, right? Helping to flex while you keep the heels down. Press those heels into the ground. If you can't reach there, you'll stay on the legs. Now pull away from the feet. Head stays in, and you're going to make more of a round rather than collapsing, more Pilates style in that stretch. Good, and then you're just going to release your hands and stretch your back up. And we'll move to standing on the board now facing the ladder. We're going to start in a wide open stance. The toes will just go straight forward, but you're in a wide position. Yeah, a little more on the outside. And then find the rung that you're most comfortable with and take your first squat. Now you can go all the way down if you like. If you don't want to go that far down, you're just going to use a higher rung. Good. Knees are going to go in the same direction as the toes. Now this is a little bit of a wider position, so I want you to feel like that you're pressing into the outer side of the legs, especially like as you go down, the knees will stay too close. So you're going to keep thinking of trying to align with the side of the boards. That's it. Now you're going to accentuate one in the round back, where you're looking back at your belly and making a nice round back and up. Now arch your back as you go down and keep your gaze on your ladder. So you're going to be changing your back from round back, more round back, good, and to the arched back. So I should be able to see a difference in your spine. Give me more. Good. Look up if your back and your butt is going back. Now round and drop that head and look back and in. Good. Now those of you that are going and getting really flat at the hips, what you'll do is go less down and give me more tucking in. Bend your knees. Good, because you want that shape coming up. Good. And now which way you want? Okay, round in, tuck. Yeah, more. No, see how you're pushing into me here? Come back up. So round here, like yeah, tuck. There we go. There we go. That's your round back. And arch your back. Up. You gotta go up. Good. And it stays up. Send your tailbone back. Good, just opens, right, there you go. See if you can do a couple more each direction. Good. Well done. Feet are going together on the center. And now we're going to step back in a short lunge, so you're not going very far. You're going to take that knee down. It might come all the way down to that. Very nice, Carol, and back up. Good, foot comes back onto the board. Good, step it out, and knee comes down, either just behind or just on the bottom of the board. Now our gaze is going to be up, very nice. Good. Now see if you can just drop that left arm and just use the right arm. You can always place that hand back on if you need it, or raise your hand on the other side. Next one, feet go together, both hands on the ladder, squat down, all the way down. Good, and you have 4, up. Good, and 3. Great, that's it. So this is really the transition. Get your feet together, get your hands in the right position. You have 1 more, and we're ready for the other side. Start lunging back on that left side. Good. Once you get your alignment, you're gonna want to drop that opposite arm. Excellent. Both feet together, both hands on. Sit down again for 4. Good. And sit bones going towards your heels as you go down. 2, 3, and our last one. Good. Just give yourself a little bit of a walk. Take some water. Well done. Alrighty, we're going to raise our boards up to our second rung, so a little bit higher. Good. Arlen, I'm going to suggest you put your board on like number 8, so you're just going to hang it on the wall. Good. Good. Here, will you show him the Sphinx position on the board? So you're going to be doing that arm position on the board, yes, there, right? So elbow goes right under. Now ladies, you have a choice. You can either have your feet or your arms on the board, so you can also be on your elbow, so choose which side you're gonna go. So feet or hands, good. We're all gonna find our first plank. Now look at your arms. There should be no rotation out. You want it to come straight down underneath those wrists. You might even use the board to help you align on the outside so you know your hands are not, that's it. Good, keep those heels of the hands down. Now see if you can press the heels of the hands in and straighten the arms away. Okay, nope. Alright, just hold it. Good, there we go, hold it. Yeah. Yeah, if we're falling, no. So, good. Just don't fall. Wherever you are, go back up. One more breath. And walk those feet in all the way to the ladder. Well done. Alrighty, we're gonna need chalk. Choo choo choo. Alrighty. So you guys are going to step on the wood, never on the mats when they're this high. So we're going to go all the way up. We're going on the outside run. You're going in the wide side or the Y shape on the bar. And then your toes are going on the mat, not the crease, not the top, but on the mat. Good. And then now find a round back. You're at the top. Now start jumping off and pushing yourself away. Your knees will bend. Good. And you want to find a hollow hold as you kick. That means your back goes into that round position. Good. And then Arlen, maybe just one leg at a time. Yeah, so just one leg off at a time. Yeah. Yeah, try not to land on the top. I can lift it, Haley, if you need to. Good. Alrighty, everybody down to the floor. Well done. Okay, alright. Let's stretch our neck. We'll leave the boards where they are. Reach for the floor. There, you're facing in. Good. Go ahead and line your back against the board. Good. Reach your one arm up and then the other. Good. And you'll notice that when you do that, your hands face back, right? Now let's see if we can bring our feet a little closer to the board. They can be together or not, and then you're just gonna pull yourself my direction. So pull the shoulders away. Try to lift off of the board. And then bringing yourself back in. If you can't leave the board, that's fine. Just be where you are. Now here we want that neck to be nice and relaxed. Now, you're going to rest against the board. I want you to see if you can turn your hand so it's facing me at the palms. So you're going to go the opposite direction. So turn it open, that's it. Remember to keep your hands wide on that bar. So, yep, and then now you're going to see if you can bring your toes a little closer if you're not already there. And then now you're going to pull away again. Now this is known as a German hang. So careful, careful, careful. Good. All right, what you could do is move your board away. You're going to stay in a kneeling position. Good. And then now you're going to think of turning your, you're going to come in and you'll be more like this, right? No, just straight, just like that. Yeah, and then just move back away from the ladder. Very, very nice. Good. Now hold away from the ladder and see if you can bring your right toes up on the board. Just bringing them up onto the board. One of the right feet, if it doesn't do. All the way up, I mean, onto the board. Maybe not. All right, take the feet back down, come out. And now drop one arm and then the other. Everybody's hands to the floor. Good. And then you're gonna roll yourself up through the center. So that means you might have to walk away from the ladder. Good. And then now roll yourself straight up. Beautiful work, everybody. Try not to go into that twist. Have a little water. Well done. We're going to put it back on that 0 rung. Now we're going to lay down on the mat and board. You just want to make sure your head is on the board. Your feet are towards me. Good. Careful as you roll back. I don't want you to hit your head. Now you're going to stay in towards the lifted side, and what I'd like you to do is reach your arms out. And then you're just going to fold your hands back to the rung closest above your head, right? So you should be at the ladder, so your arms are a little bent. So if they're not, move back a little bit, right? Elbows should be going up rather than out. Well done. Now you're going to bring your legs to tabletop. And legs stay together. We're going to extend the toes towards the ceiling. We're going to exhale and find that tabletop design again. Now here, you should feel that bone in the back of your pelvis known as the sacrum. You want your knees to go directly over that crease at the hip. Otherwise, you're hanging in your hip flexors a little bit more than we'd like. You can also put one foot down on the ground and just do one leg. And then use the other leg. Next time that your legs come into that tabletop, bring your feet into flexion. And now we're going to roll the heels down. Good, you're gonna try and roll your toes to one of the rungs at 2 or 3 or at the ladder. So maybe 3, 4, keep it low, rolling down again. I don't want your legs going straight. And excellent, good, tap the heels. Keep that bent leg position and roll up. Very nice, and down, good. That's it, press your head in. Good, and Arlen, yours will be a different number than the girls. Good, yeah. Great. Now, some of you might have to modify. You might have to go straight legs, grab with the ladder rung, and then bend your knees, you know, so you'll just see what you can do. Yeah, so then bend, careful, careful. And then you control your descent down using those arms. Very nice, everyone. Very good. One more time if you have it. Good. Good, everybody come to extending the legs, arms come up all the way back to your feet again. Well done, good, nice job. Alrighty. This is Arlen's second class today. This is a little harder than
That was hard.
So yeah, that one is tough. Well, so you're on incline, right? And so you guys are used to being down, but well done. If you even got your feet anywhere near that, I'm proud of y'all. And then Nancy and Carol were doing a really good job of kind of lowering very, very slowly. Alrighty. So let's shift those legs into our wide turnout, real wide. I want you to lean forward and get kind of your butt out of the way. Good. And then yeah, let's bring our elbows down underneath our shoulders again, just supporting our, good. Arlen, you may want to put your hands on your knees like that. Yeah. If that's still too much, just put your hands down like so. Good. Now we're going to take that left arm and we're going to take that bent arm and we're going to shift it so that it's against the inside of the leg on the floor. Good. Keep it underneath your shoulder, and then you're going to reach up. Good. And then I want you to fold this one into a bent arm. So it's the elbow that's reaching up for a little bit more of a lat stretch. Good. If your hand won't go behind your head, just put it on your forehead. Good. Then we're just going to transition to the other side, finding that sphinx arm or bent elbow 90 degrees underneath the shoulder. And then we're going to find it on the other side. If it won't go behind the head, we put it in front. Good. And then coming back to the center. And then one last stretch forward. If you want, you don't have to, you can also release. Good. And then we'll turn around and have some water if you'd like, and we're going to have to go into our bridge sequence now. So feet will go on that middle part of the board. We'll be in a little bit of a narrow stance. Our butts will likely be on the mat. Good. Hips will be just at the edge there. Good. Alrighty, so Arlen, you're going to keep your arms down and have the ladies lift their arms up, and we're going to stretch them back and make a Y with your arms. So that means your arms are going over those rounded corners or a little more. Right, so, and I want you to be able to lay everything down, your arm, your elbow, your wrist, and then Arlen, you'll keep yours there, just so you could go to T position if you wanted. Now, if the elbows are starting to crease a little bit, just extend your hands out to the diagonal rather than, yeah, that's better, because I really want you to lay that arm down tonight. Now, gently adjust your head and make sure that your scapula, those bony prominences that run left to right, are on the mat. And you're going to slowly elevate your hips in a hip thrust. You're going to lift up. Good. Now I want you to roll down from your arms and your throat. Good. You're going to keep your hands there. Very nicely done. Now we lift up, just coming from the hip joints. We're going to articulate down through the spine and those blades. Well done. Hold the hips down. You're gonna take your arms straight up over your chest, so hands are underneath the collarbones. Your palms will face the ladder, and they should be open wider than your chest, so that you're not pulling in over and overworking those pec muscles. Now we're gonna leave the arms there. Feel like you're pushing the shoulders down into the mat, and you're gonna lift those hips up again. Now we're gonna hold them there. Now we're gonna take that right leg and we're gonna extend it up. Good, that's it. We're gonna keep those arms reaching. They don't move back towards me. They're straight up. Good, keep lifting. This one, I don't want y'all to look around at your neighbor to see if you've got it. I got you. I want you to find the leveling out of your hips. You're just gonna hold it, pushing into that heel. That's it. If you need your hands or elbows down by your sides, you'll return them. Elbows help. Good, really light into those glutes. Very nice job keeping those legs going straight up versus pulling into you. Good. That leg is in the air. Keep lifting that hip up. Very nice. Good, 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 good. Just so it's not sinking. A little tight on this one. Good. And then everybody roll it down. Replace the foot. Arms come down for a moment. Ooh, nice job.
It's really hard.
That one, yeah, holding. Well done. You guys really did those nicely. All right, let's go to the other side. Arms up. Now, press the shoulders down and in from the arms. Perfect. Now, you're going to hip thrust up. Good. Find that leg. And on that mat, and then lift up. Good. And you're going to keep working on trying to keep the hips level. Very, very nice. Remember, the arms are coming down as you're trying to extend that leg up. Good. That's it. Finding that stability. Nice effort. Those legs that are in the air, that's the hip that's going to want to drop. Very, very nice. Good, good, good. Very nice. Really did well. Yes. 2 big breaths. Great, and then rolling down with control, beautiful. And then feet down. Now you can collapse. Well done. Alrighty, we're gonna sit up. We're gonna move those feet towards the top of the board in turnout. So the way you just had your legs, Carol, will you put them back? So you had your feet together in butterfly-ish, kind of something like that. There you go. Reach for the number 2 or 3 rung. Good, and just find your sit bones. Now your feet should be high on the board, right? You're gonna try and get the weight good. Now you're gonna lighten your hold on the board. Hands will stay a little closer together on these. Now you're gonna roll back to what you can control. You're only going to the floor if you're not gonna fall down. And then you're gonna pull yourself back in. We're gonna keep the palms facing down. And then you're going to come back up when you need to, and you're welcome to grab the rung, good, to help you lift. And you're gonna move back and in, good. If this is uncomfortable with your feet on the board, you can always slide them under, right? Same leg shape, but they could go under the board a little bit. Very nice. Feel that little pull, good. And it's okay to test it, right? To see, like, can I get just that little bit more in? Good. Again, if you'll have your hands a little together. Now we are squeezing a little bit into those pec muscles here. Now see if you can drive your arms straight up as you come up. As you come up. Up, 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 up. Good, and roll it back halfway or into the back. Good, hands are a little closer together. You could even make a triangle with your thumb and your fingers if you're having trouble, and then lift it up. Good, again, take it down. And lifting it up. Good, try not to come out of the contraction. There's no time when muscles aren't working. There's nowhere where you're catching your breath on the floor. So stay lifted, 2 more. All right, we're getting the burn in, last one. Alrighty, now this one, everybody's going down all the way to the mat, and go ahead and just stretch out those legs. Good. Stretch out those arms. Well done. Woo, 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 woo. Great effort. Alrighty, we're gonna come up and we're gonna lift those boards back to number 3. Everybody should be okay there, I think. Carol, do you mind if I use yours? Alright, so we're gonna work on the hips a little bit. The idea is going to be, we're gonna lift that leg up. You can pull your foot through, but I'm just kind of holding on to it with my toes there. But I'm kind of laying, I'm just putting the board there so you have a little bit more than just the simple rung. Now here we're going to turn out. You see what I did? One's going this way, one's going this way. Now I should be facing Carol from my particular position, but you guys are gonna try and turn all the way, and then we're gonna squat down and up. But my shoulders should be oriented towards this leg. Alrighty, do you need help? Oh, come on. Alrighty, we'll start with that. We'll face the back of the studio for this one. Go ahead and get your leg position. Take a test one just to see if your distance from the board with your foot is on the floor properly. And then now you're gonna squat forward. Good, and up. Very nice. Good, you want to keep that knee lifted. Great. Just 2 more. We're not done yet though, right? Hands behind the head. Good, make sure you're on a diagonal. Good, turn towards me. Now you're going to squat down slightly. You're going to turn into that knee and down. Keep your squat or your plie. Good. One more time. Nice work. Good, and release the leg on the ladder. Beautiful. Alrighty. And then you give some swinging. Yeah. Remember the Cossack squats we were doing the other day? Same muscles.
Yeah.
Alrighty. It's an attitude position, right? What would that? Yeah. So that shape. So Nancy, do you mind showing them what this really is? So she's gonna. I mean off the ladder, so they can see where this is going from. All right. So this is called ballerina squat. Good. So the difference is they always go to turn out, but that's not productive for like the normal person, right? But you see how she's got that leg. So we're using that board and the rung to create this leg, right? So when you guys come down, you get a little lift here in that contraction, which is why you're feeling the hip. So it's almost like this leg is doing this a little bit, right? Well done, okay. Alrighty, so we'll go to the other side.
I have not done that attitude area many times. It's very pretty.
Alrighty.
It's more like an arabesque attitude.
Okay, so important to align that leg with the rung on the top of the board. And then now you're going to rotate in towards your foot on the ground. And then now we're going to come down. Remember, it's about bending and lifting the hip on that back leg. Arlen, you're down one, yeah. So again, it was like me having Nancy lift her leg. When you come down, it's like your leg is lifting, except for you're not having to fully support that. Very nice. Arlen's gonna wake up with butt muscles he never knew he had.
Maybe all good.
Emily's gonna be so jealous. His girlfriend does, or partner does Pilates. Alrighty, now when we come up this time, we go into the hands behind the head. You're gonna go from the foot on the mat towards the ladder. We're just adding rotation, but go into that plie if you would. Good, stay lifted, that's it. You're just rotating towards the side of the room, that's it. Everybody's black and black, I can't see. There we go. One more time. Nice job. All right, and coming off of there, well done.
Wow. It just isolates.
Yes. All right, Glenn's gonna love those, huh? Alrighty, so let's take the boards, we'll move them off and just come around if you would. So, or when they come our way, the ladies' way here. Alrighty, let's go with our heavy springs with the loops. And we're going to take those to around number 11. Or you may, these are going to go over the shoulders. I'm not sure if you'll love this, but you'll go all the way up. You'll go to the very good. The taller you are, the further you might want that mat away. And then we're going to load them backpack style the way Karen's got them. We're going to try and just do half. Yeah, Kelly, did somebody mention fringe?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were playing with these the other day. So. All right. Good. So you guys, I'm going to have Carol help with this one. So Carol's going to stay a little closer to the ladder. We're going to do half handstand. Okay, so the half piece. So she's going to step back. It's usually about number 5 for Carol and my height. And then she's going to walk back. Her hands underneath her shoulders to the best of her ability. Wow, pretty good, Carol. Do you want to take one leg up? Good, and then she could walk that. It looks good. Yeah, she's really got it down.
Yeah.
Okay, Carol, looks great. So you can also do more pike style, which is just lower on the mat and just trying to get that diagonal line on the shoulders. A little careful. Okay. All right. The spring should help take some of the weight out of there.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so find your half handstand. Good. And you want to have your toe, you know, that front of the foot on there. That's it. Beautiful. Now take that right leg towards the ceiling. Now you're just doing the opposite. Yep, and we walk it down. So you're now on the opposite side of the legs that you were practicing when you were on your bridge, right? It's going now into hip extension. Oh, you guys, I just want you to know, Arlen's got his legs on. Well done. Well done. If you've got one more set, but always with these, remember, come down before you're too tired. Good. Very, very nice. Well done. You guys all nailed shoulders right underneath hips. I'm still having trouble. It feels like I'm back enough,
Yeah.
but when I watch the video, I'm like, dang it. But I guess it feels like I'm too tucked in, you know, like I'm not sure I'm there yet. Well done. All right, how the hands? Okay, alrighty. So, let's just take and do a little bit of therapy for this. So just take one of them off. Good, and then you're just going to take a split stance and just start to move that arm around just wherever it feels good to you with that loop. Just the one. Now there'll be, if you open it too wide, it's gonna go with the arm, right? So you might have to have your fingers there a little bit. It's really about playing with the stuff where you're going into your loop versus going away from your loop. This is known as flossing. Alright, so flashing for that. Now, find a place where you feel like it's got a nice tension on whatever's going on in your own shoulder, and then now play with your head. And see if you can get a better stretch out of your neck. So usually it's going to move away. Mhm. If anything, you might want to take your chin into that shoulder and maybe move it across the collarbone if you're not sure what to do. And last one, kind of right the head, and now you're just going to take that arm and we're going to have it up. It's going to be in tight enough to hold on to your band, or your loop, if you will. And just do a few there. Good. And then we'll walk back and we'll change springs. Just kind of notice while you're getting loaded into the other side that this does feel like it got some relief.
Done.
This is from that supple leopard work. It's a PT. You can take ACE bandages, you can take your TheraBands, but he has like a really thick, I've got a couple of them in the back actually, really thick latex or rubber. And he would, good, now find a position for your arms and then you're going to stretch your neck. And now you're moving the other end of it. Usually these are called the attachment. Come up and then insertion as they come down into those shoulder bones. Rib bones, some of them go into your ribs. One side, it would be my right, that would be the tendon here. And then just bringing that arm in line, and then when you're moving it up and down, you're just in that box shape so that those pecs have to move around and in. Those bands that you have with your arms, you know,
Yeah.
you could wrap it with that for sure. The tubing, kind of like.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody has something, you know, already, and then taking that off and see how that feels. Good. Okay. All right, we're going to chalk up again. We're going to work the scapula, elevation to depression today. I think I would skip this one if I were you. So working? We got it?
Yeah.
All right. Haley, did you get to see Nancy's
I did.
pull into back extension
did.
and drop down, and that there's already
That's nice.
there was like there's already 1,000 people that have seen that one. It's like that one has double like isn't it funny?
Yeah.
Like people do really like that one. It's like what's going on? All right, you guys do it? Okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna
I'll stop that at class when you go back.
now when your arms go up, they're gonna be more like the monkeys that hang this way, so straight up to your comfort. Always when it's closer to your ears, it's gonna be tighter on your neck muscles, so you just have to kind of gauge it. And then now legs can stay on, or you can drop them off, but we're gonna be moving the shoulder blades all the way up to the ears and all the way down, and you really want to try and get as much movement there as you can. So a couple 3 weeks ago we did a lot of we were timing everybody with their hangs, So this is the next place that you want to time those hangs, right? How long can you do this one? And yep, when you've had enough, you're gonna go ahead and just come down. Keep going if you want to. We'll wait for you. Good. Well done. Alrighty, what's the best pose we can do?
Yeah, it's good. Loosen it up.
Okay, okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's bring the springs off, and we'll just put them back on the wall. And let's take our clips, all the clips up, or the gliders, just slide them up. There's no one, yep, just gonna slide up out of our way. And then we're just gonna finish with that fruit hang, right? So we'll, let's see, why don't I have, just because Arlen's so tall, why don't we have Carol and Nancy go first? So they're gonna face to the back, and we're just gonna swing. Alright, so, good. Your hands will be equal on the bar, and you'll drop off, and then here you do use momentum, right? So then you just begin moving, and now you wanna feel, now, those shoulders going a little bit from protraction to retraction. Good. And we're just using that leg muscle and those leg hip flexions to organize those shoulders a little bit. There you go, Carol. Good catch, Carol. Good. So this is definitely a momentum one, right? All right. And then we'll let Haley and Arlen go. So I was watching the video we did earlier with Arlen, but Elena's so tiny, I was like, I don't want him hitting me. You know how it is, we're just a little too tall. All right, and then now just, really it's about getting back, and Arlen, just remember those shelves back there. So, yeah, perfect. And just think of loosening those lats. You're looking to squeeze those shoulder blades back. You're feeling that pro and retraction. Careful, careful, good. All right. Like I said, Arlen's already done this class once today. Nancy has too, but we know she's a beast. Alrighty, and then you guys are gonna go back up for the second side, but then recover just a second. Yeah, you okay?
Yeah.
Did you get it a little bit? Yeah.
It's always
It's always
agitated.
grouchy. Now, as a stretcher and a fascial therapist, when I see you guys able to really move back and forward, we've got traction on the shoulder joint, blood is going in places, it's forcing a little bit deeper movement. Muscles that are tense have to let go, and then the ones that are a little weak have to start working a little harder. As long as the grip holds, right?
My hip always hits on this side when I'm turned this way.
And
Is that crooked, I guess?
Yeah, you must be turning in slightly, or you are dropping in a little bit. So I would probably say try pulling more with this hand, right? If this hip is hitting, I would use, it's probably your dominant hand is here, so when you're on the outside, you're able to pull yourself away a little more. That's what I would think. All right, Arlen, you don't have to go up, but
I'm
Haley,
gonna
if you'd
try.
like to go
It's
again.
different when you switch.
Yeah.
I noticed on your arms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Play around with one on one top and squeezing your
Yeah.
hands together.
So Nancy was saying she also plays with which leg is on, you can put the legs on top, you can, I like the legs together for sure. So, yeah. Haley's having a little fun with that.
Oh.
Alrighty. Yeah.
It just reminds me to squeeze together.
Yeah. Mhm. Well done, guys. That'll do it for tonight. Woo.
Awesome.
Good job. Oh, yeah. As long as he doesn't let go, right?
Oh, you thought it was
He's so
pretty
smart
treat
about it.
yesterday.
Did he? Oh, is he?